A Foley artist?
A Foley artist, yes.
If you say so.
I don't know what a Foley artist would be.
I just told you.
Well, yeah, but I've slept since then.
For 30 seconds ago?
Yes. You don't understand how the system works or does not work. You should be getting to understand how it does not work.
Right.
That's like I tell people I'm getting disorganized, right?
Yeah. I've got like 10 of these lights in the house.
Right.
And some of them are in the back office, Amy's office.
Right.
And she hates them because she doesn't have the app on her phone. She's like, can you turn my lights on, please?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take them out.
Can you get just regular colored light bulbs anymore?
No. The reason why, what am I doing here?
Why?
Is the reason why is because, there it is, delete track, is your colored lights were incandescent.
Right.
They don't make incandescent lights anymore.
No, they don't.
No. So what they've done is they've changed it over to one bulb will do all the colors instead of one for green, one for red, one for blue, one for yellow, one for purple.
Yeah, but see, I could understand how to operate the one for one color.
Yeah, I want green. Take it out. I want red. I want blue. I mean, I just showed you.
Well, I know that.
Believe what you want.
Yeah, I believe what it is. Yeah, but I know you're always trying to feed me full of something, right?
No, never, Mike. Come on. Come on, guy.
I would never. Never just for the purpose of winding up.
No. That would be ill rebuke of me.
Yes, it would be a rebuke of you.
I think I rebuked this weekend. Bad salad.
I hate when that happens.
Are you ready, Mike?
Yes, I am.
Are you sure?
No, but we'll do it anyway.
You got something open to show us?
Sure.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
And it brings results. We take you behind the scenes now to show just some of the interesting aspects of this training.
Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine, the award-winning #1 podcast to create sounder horses from the ground up. Mike Stine is a registered journeyman farrier with an APF 1 accreditation. On this week's show, we're going to talk about talking terminology. We're going to talk about Radiopaque. Also, a discussion of a hoof with Ray's barbecue sauce.
Ray's barbecue sauce.
Also, if you're on YouTube right now, now's a great chance. Jump on over there because we're going to look at some photos of a hoof and x-rays. Also, a case study of a horse named Diego. All this and much more will be discussed here on Equine Dynamics.
About that horse.
I do know a lot about that horse. And all that and so much more will be discussed here on Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. And over to my far end side is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing good, Travis. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Well, I'm kind of nervous about today's show.
You have a nervous disorder?
I do, outside of today's show.
Okay.
But the case study that we have this week is going to be my actual horse. We're going to talk about that.
How we're costing you money.
Yes, and how we can fix this whole thing. But we'll find out later on.
You cannot fix it because, you know.
Well, we can. But later on in the show, we'll find out all the details of what's going on with My Little Pony. Speaking of fixing things, Mike, I know last week, if you were watching last week's show, and we broadcast every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a little town we like to call Marshville. And the reason why I say Eastern Standard Time, Mike, is because we're downloaded on over 55 countries, and there's a lot of people in California that aren't on our time schedule.
Some of them are.
Some of them are, but I mean, for the most part.
Ones that get up at 2 o'clock in the morning anyway, they're on our. Yeah.
Well, not only that, we've had people and guests on the show over the last several years of doing this that have been out on the West Coast, and they've had to get up even earlier to be on our show, and we appreciate them.
And then like Simon and from England and all that sort of deal.
He's like
Simon from England. Simon and Simon.
Yes, from England. And they have to stay up till 9 o'clock to listen to us here at 9 o'clock in the morning. So anyways, we appreciate all of our listeners out there. And speaking of healing stuff and getting better, like i.e. my horse. And last week, if you're watching us, I brought in a special healing blanket.
Are you healed now?
I am. You know what? It actually calmed my body down. I don't know. My wife says it's supposed to reduce inflammation. So she bought me one, and I laid on it for a full week, and I could feel my body relax. The only thing I don't like...
I mean, laying there for a full week, you ought to get fairly relaxed. Come on.
No, I mean, like, 20 minutes at a time, 20
minutes time. You said laid there for a full week.
Yeah, I did nothing since last week, Mike. I just laid on that thing. More ice cream, please. That type of stuff.
Right.
But the only thing I don't like about the blanket, and I use the term blanket very loosely, it's a plastic sheet with the lights underneath it. So it's got like this, Visqueen, cover. So when you lay on it, it's cold. So you're like, you got to get used to it, A
Visqueen cover.
Yeah. Visqueen. You know what Visqueen is?
Not a clue.
Plastic sheeting.
I learned something today.
There you go. I know. Trav with the big words, right? So I noticed that as I was demonstrating this blanket here on the show, Mike, I watched the video because I edit all the videos. And for every podcast we do...
I've never watched it.
For every podcast we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube, and you can see all this in real time. And you can actually see Mike's expression when I brought out the red blanket last week. His eyes just popped out and glowed. So because we're getting close to Christmas time, Mike... And I don't know what's going to happen next week. I'll fill you in on the details later. I got you this right here. Hold on. I got to switch cameras. Let's switch cameras here. Well, what camera am I going to? I'm going to this one. Here we go. I got you this, Mike. Don't knock my coffee over.
Will it give me abs like that, too?
Oh, hold on. There, I'll put it to the camera so you can see it on the camera. Yeah. That's what you'll look like when you're done laying on that.
Oh, cool.
So describe to everybody what you got, Mike.
My hair changed colors, too.
What do you got there, Mike?
This is a flexible red light pad.
It's the same exact pad that I had on last week's show.
And it is viscous, right? Viscous plastic.
Visqueen.
It's Visqueen plastic.
Yes. Well,
wow.
The back part of it is a fabric material, but in order to get the lights to shine through, it's got to be a clear plastic to lay on.
Right.
So there you go.
Cool. Well, thank you, Travis.
And
you think a lot of me, don't you?
I do. And then hopefully next week you'll have abs like that guy on the picture there.
Yeah.
So there you go.
If I lay on it for a week, I'll have abs like yours.
I know. That's probably what happened to mine. I didn't lay on it long enough.
I can't believe you did that.
Yeah, well, there you go, Mike. I got you a red light blanket. So we can be red light blanket buddies.
So that matches my neck, too, now, right?
Exactly. So what have you been doing, Mike? What's been going on with you?
Believe it or not.
Oh, God.
Believe it or not.
Here we go.
I've been out working on horses.
Okay, got that part.
I mean, could you believe that?
What did I say during the break or before the show? You should be a Foley artist instead of a
Foley artist. I was thinking about becoming a Foley artist, and I just recently learned what a Foley artist is, like about 10 minutes ago.
Right.
Yeah, making the clip clop noises. But no, I've been working on some horses. Had a nice chat with another farrier that I had worked on a horse a little while back. You remember the one that had a little bit of a bone infection, tip of the cuff bone on the hind foot?
The farrier or the horse?
I hope it was the horse.
Okay, the horse. Yes, I do. I remember that. Yes.
So I had gone in with the Greenock Farm vets, and we dealt with the situation, and everything is looking good. The horse is back to riding, and it will be going back to the regular farrier. And we had some discussion about what had gone on and what was going on, and where I was thinking when we, as far as the horse's hind end and keeping things together. So that went well, and I think the transition will go smoothly, and I think the customer will be very happy.
Well, very good, Mike. Another successful case.
Yep.
All right. Well, we got a lot to talk about, lots to get into during this week's show. Jump on over to YouTube right now. You can see the full-length podcast over there on the YouTube channel. Just search Equine Dynamics Mike Stine. His numbers and subscriptions are creeping up. Make sure you join that community, that organization, that group of fellow people, equine people lovers, and people of all kinds over there. Jump on over to Equine Dynamics over on YouTube. Give them a subscribe over there as well. All right, when we come back talking terminology, we're going to talk about Radiopaque, something that I learned a few weeks back here on the show. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. There you go, Mike. You got a red light.
Yes. Thank you.
I guess I laid on it bare skin.
Right.
But, you lay on it, it's cold. You're like,
Right.
And it lasts for 20 minutes. And make sure you read the directions or have someone read it to
the
you.
instructions.
Yeah, because there's a power, like a low, medium, high. And then there's one that's like red light. There's one that like has infrared rays, and it doesn't look like it's on, but you can feel it working. I don't know. You have to read the.
Right.
I still think it's kind of hoo-ha-y, but still.
Well,
You've got one now. So hopefully it'll work.
Yep.
Maybe Carrie can use it too.
Maybe.
Wrap it around like this. When you give her a headache, Mike, she can just wrap it around her head to loosen the tension.
Right.
All right, you ready? Talking terminology?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget, you can join the podcast at any time. We broadcast every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, and a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. You can be part of the show, and the way you can join the podcast is go to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page says Join the Podcast. You click on that, it opens up a microphone on your device. So if you're listening to us on your smartphone, on your tablet, even on your PC, if you got a microphone hooked up to your PC as you're walking around decorating your house for Christmas, you can speak right into it. Ask Mike Stine a question, comes right to our inbox. You can be anonymous if you want. It'll ask for your name. It does want an email address to make sure that you're not a human, or you are a human.
That you're not a human?
More that you're not a horse, I guess.
Well,
or maybe a horse could do it. I don't know.
some horses probably have email addresses.
Either way, you can be anonymous as far as your name.
We can have one for Diego.
Yes, and we'll if it's anonymous, we won't mention your name, but we will play your voice. Your voice can be heard alongside of us here in the studio.
Right.
And over to my far hand side, my very own horse whisperer is Mike Stine. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Travis?
I'm doing very good. I'm hoping you're going to do better this week.
I do whisper things to horses.
Yeah, don't kick me in the head. Don't step on my feet.
Yeah, something like that.
And I'm hoping you're going to do better with that new red light blanket that we got you there. So I'm excited to hear your thoughts and
I can't believe you did that.
your review on that. Yeah, no problem, Mike. No problem. All right, so talking terminology. This week, we're going to talk about the Radiopaque. Now, this is the segment of the show. If you're new to the program, welcome very much. We welcome all of you out there. Make sure you share it with your equine community as well, because we have fun here, as you guys can tell. And we try to make education as stimulating as possible here on the show. So, talking terminology is a segment where we sit there and we define stuff that we say here on the radio.
Yes.
During the podcast, and also if you hear something in your barn, the doctor, the vet, anyone that works on your horses says a funny word that you might not recognize, we kind of define it here.
Like things bumping around in the loft, or
Is there do you hear something bumping around in the loft over there? It's
not right now, but we could.
Okay.
I was just talking about hearing things in the barn.
Oh yeah, in the barn. Sorry. I thought you were talking about the cats downstairs.
Well, that could be too. They could be bumping around.
So this week we're talking about Radiopaque. Now, Radiopaque
Has to do with how you listen to your radio.
well, yes. Very, very pake away. I've always said, and Mike's going to define it here in a minute. Well, go ahead and define Radiopaque first, and then I'll tell you what I say that should happen no matter what.
Radiopaque would be a material that when you're shooting X-rays, that your beams would not go through, your X-ray would not go through, and it would block out as a totally white. I know we had one where there was a little bit of a tip of a nail in a foot a while back, and where a clinch broke off, pulled down in the nail hole, and depending on which angle you looked at, you figured out where it actually was, and it was out on the edge of the hoof wall, so it wasn't a problem. But that nail piece would have been radiopaque, and I know years ago, like, people still do use like copper plating and screws to stabilize cracks. I've gotten away from that a long time ago. I use fiber and acrylics, and so you can X-ray through the fiber and acrylics. But there was a case where this whole side of the foot was built in that came in and took X-rays, and there was a piece of copper under there, so you cannot see through it. That's why when you're doing like navicular shots and stuff like that, sometimes you have to, or your skyline shots, sometimes you need to remove the shoes if they are shot horses.
So I've always said when you do x-rays all together and you're doing that one where the hoof kind of bleeds out or washes out because it shoots through that. If you're, and this is my opinion, Mike.
You have an opinion?
You can tell me if I'm right or wrong. I think everyone that shoots x-rays. It's more than one x-ray.
That's a fast one.
It is. And should use the Radiopaque
paste.
The paste
right
on the hoof at all times because it shows you a more true definition of the horse's hoof,
right.
I guess is what I'm saying.
Right. And if the vet doesn't have it, I've actually got some Radiopaque paste of my own that I can carry with me.
Well, I know, but you're not going to go around to every vet that you work
I'm
with.
just talking about ones that I work with. If they don't have something to mark with, I do.
So you keep it alongside of you.
Right.
All right. So in my handy dandy cheat sheet here, thank you for our producers for typing this up for us here at the show. It says Radiopaque describes a material or tissue that is dense enough to block x-rays and appears white or light gray in radiographs. Example, paste used as a marker. So that's the talking terminology, Radiopaque, and it's Radiopaque is the actual word. You said Radiopaque.
Well, I say stuff wrong most of the time anyway.
I think you had the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Right, syllable. Yes, correct.
All right.
And when you're marking your dorsal wall, if you're doing DPs, you probably should shoot that before or have some alcohol to clean it off with. And have some alcohol to clean it off with anyway.
And finish the job up with, too.
Right.
That was a tough one, boys. Cheers. All right, guys, stick around.
Different kind of alcohol.
Stick around. We got a lot more to talk about. And if you're not over on YouTube watching the show, jump on over there right now. You can see this in real time as we're talking about it here on the show. We're going to discuss an x-ray. Does it have Radiopaque on it or not? I don't know. You're going to have to tell me when we come back. Stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. I got a guy coming over today.
That guy?
No, I got a Lowe's guy.
Okay.
We're getting our French doors on the back of the house.
Right.
The glass inside has lost its seal, so it's like that gas, it gets cloudy in there. So my dad's going to buy us new doors for Christmas because he wants to, I guess. I don't know, but that's what he's doing.
Well, you could drill a hole in the glass and fill it with that spray foam, and then it would be insulated.
It would. It would be solid insulated. And
you wouldn't see through it real good, but it would be insulated.
I can't tell if it's day or night outside. All right. The photos. We'll play those next?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Make sure you follow him over on Facebook. And you say, well, why am I going to follow Mike Stine over on Facebook?
Because you really haven't got a life and nothing better to do.
No. Well, when you get tired of doing all your doom scrolling and stuff and all the stuff that says anti-Trump and anti-this and anti-that,
don't go there on any of that stuff.
I know.
Don't listen to it. I don't want to hear it.
Well, a lot of people on their Facebook page don't want to hear it either. But this is a great breakup in the whole monotony that is the Facebook stream that you are watching or scrolling through. Jump on over to Equine Dynamics Mike Stine over on Facebook. He's got two pages. He's got a personal page. He's got a business page. Whatever he posts on one, we'll post on the other. So if you're clicking on either one, you're in the right spot. And what he does, the reason why you're going to go over there is because he posts a lot of different news articles, a lot of different graphs, a lot of different charts, a lot of different visual elements that you would find interesting if you're a horse person or equine person in general. And Mike will read these articles and vet them. So every time you see something on his page, it's something that he has thought through and
at least push the button.
Yeah, push the button. This could be.
I think I can push the button. Yes,
but no. In reality, Mike does read these articles, and if he finds value in it, you'll find it on his Facebook page. And over to my far hand side, my very own social media influencer is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing good, Travis. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. So now we're going to talk about this X-ray that came in of a distorted hoof, and the X-rays are attached as well.
Right.
So I'm going to switch over to camera 6 here, and that's not camera 6. So let's go back to here. Let me make sure I get camera 6 up, and there's camera 6. So, Mike, This looks like something out of a Star Wars movie.
Yes, it does.
It's got all these different dimensions. All
and
these
if
different.
you look at the nails and the edge of the shoe and the screws in the block and all that, what would you call those materials as far as shooting an X-ray through it?
Is that radiopaque?
I think it would be.
Well, there you go. Problem solved.
Right.
Definition defined. So here we go. Radiopaque. All the material that is
the metal.
The metal that's not shining through or not X-rayed through on a radiograph. So why do we have this radiograph up, and why are we discussing it?
Well, this was one that was sent to me by my friend Billy.
Okay.
And
do you want to go to the other one first?
We can go to the other one.
All right,
first.
so here's the actual foot that we're looking at here. So what I'm looking at here to describe all the people listening to us on the streaming service, it looks like the front of the hoof has completely ripped off.
It's kind of not where it's supposed to be.
It looks like it's cracked off, like if you've ever split your fingernail in the front. You're
right.
like,
This is one that he was called on to manage the situation and get it back under control.
Okay.
Which he will do a fine job of. And but I don't know if this foot had been in the wet a lot or what's going on. It looks like somebody had put a little plastic in there, urethane or whatever.
Right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
But the hoof wall condition is not good, and you see several places there's separations and stuff is blown out. And if you take that big separation in the front and kind of trace a line around towards the back, see there's separation. I don't know if that all happened at the same time or what. Kind of makes me think maybe the horse was standing in a swamp. And also notice the growth rings are wider at the back of the foot than the front.
Now, looking at this, I'm going to go to the X-ray now, and
Right.
this is what I'm going to. This is my expert opinion for what it's worth, right? So I'm looking here, and I'm looking at the coffin bone, and the coffin bone tip. It's right where that separation happened in the hoof. So it's almost like you've snapped the end of the hoof off because the coffin bone isn't in it or underneath it enough to support it.
Right, and if you look at that green line that is drawn in there, and that's a fairly consistent line. Well, it's a very consistent line from top to bottom, and I think they've got it lined up where on your upper and lower HL zones, you're at the same measurement where the line comes through. And if the foot was perfectly aligned, that would be where your dorsal wall is. So you can see how far the shoe sets forward to that, even if you're doing a perimeter fit breakover. If you're, and this shoe is either old or it's got some leverage reduction in it, and but measuring your fulcrum point off the tip of the coffin bone and looking at that, you can see the front of that foot's way out there.
So do you remember there was a famous actor named Charlie Chaplin?
Right.
He would wear shoe sizes, 2 sizes too big. Mm-hmm. And if you ever watch those old movies of him, his shoes used to come.
His toe flopped when he walked.
His toe would flop up in the front to give him that comedic look. This is kind of like what.
Right, so that doesn't flop up. And I'm not saying that the shoe is too big as far as being forward, but the placement under the bone column is forward. And, you look at the heel on the foot and it's kind of crushed under a bit. And, you pay attention to the way that pastern comes into the top of the hoof. It's set pretty far forward. And, look at the back of the foot, the way the bulbs of your heels are shaped. So it's a little on the, I don't want to say it because people flip out so much, upright or a clubby side foot to a degree.
So was this shoe put on incorrectly? It should have been back more underneath the coffin bone, more centered and further back, where underneath the heels.
Well, here's the catch on that. It was put on in a more correct position than it is right now because with that front of that foot, the thing has shifted forward just with growth and the front of the foot collapsing, right?
Okay.
So I don't know where it was put, but with what's going on with the horse, they kind of chose to call in a first class farrier to work on the situation and get things taken care of. So there you go.
Can I just say whoever did this X-ray with all the numbers and stuff,
they did a good job.
They did an excellent job, and I don't know whoever did this. I mean we've cut the names out to keep the people anonymous.
Right. If they'd run some paste on the front of that foot, you would get a little different view because you get enough burnout that a lot of times the pace will look like it's floating slightly off the dorsal wall because the very front edge is so thin when your X-rays go through.
So there you go. Yeah, excellent job on that. But you can see right here, if you imagine this X-ray and that coffin bone, you can see right here this crack. And then going back to the original, you can see the effects in real time. The whole entire crack has come off. It's snapped off.
It's trying to go away, yes.
Now, if that was to break off, would that affect the horse or would that be beneficial? Would you, as a farrier, try to remove this split that's detached itself?
Well,
or is that pulling the nail back too far?
No, that front part doesn't really count anymore. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because it's detaching, and by the time you clean that up, it's going to look different. But you can see go back on your X-ray.
Okay, going back to the X-ray. There we go.
X-ray. But you can see up at the front that separation track going down in there, and it's headed towards the tip of the coffin bone where it is. But that probably was started up closer to the coronary band. Mm-hmm. And but structurally, that's it's there, but it's not anything that you're going to get real concerned about. Notice where your green line comes through it. So that's about more where you're going to be thinking when you're, as far as where the dorsal hoof wall should be when you're doing the horse. And some of that depends on what the foot will allow. I mean, it's got a fairly decent amount of sole depth. I wouldn't mind having a little bit more, but that will be groomed back, and some of that stuff, if it's rotten in there, it will have to be dealt with. If you got any fungus problems or all that sort of deal going.
Copper thuricide? Did I say that right?
Yeah, that's one way to do. Copper sulfate.
Copper sulfate. That's what I meant.
But there are a number of things that people are using for white line type problems, and it will be cleaned up. It will be, if something needs to be medicated, it will be medicated, and the problems will be addressed as need be.
So what's the latest on this horse now?
I do not know at this point.
So this is still fresh.
Haven't spoke to Bill in the last week or two.
So this is still fresh. He's waiting for another cycle as far as him going out there. Okay, well, good.
Right.
Well,
he'll take care of the problem.
Well, we're anxious to hear what happens. I'm sure Bill will let us know. He's a fan of the show, and he's been on the show several times. So there you have it.
For those who don't know him, he's a very, very talented farrier.
Yes. And speaking of very talented failure.
A very talented failure. Yes, here I am.
Oh, God, what a Freudian slip that is. Well, we don't know yet, because when we come back, we're going to talk about my horse, Diego.
And you'll see how much of a talented failure I am.
Yes, so when we come back, so stick around. You'll listen to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Whoops, Mike. Sorry about that.
I think it worked out well.
I think it did. Sorry, my ears are sweating. Remind me, I gotta talk to you at the end of. Well, I'm letting you know that I have to talk to you at the end of the show because something happened down in Florida. A family member passed away, so I don't know what the details are, but we can talk about it later.
Right.
You ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. If you don't want to be heard, your voice heard alongside of us here in the studio, that's fine. You can always write Mike Stine an email or type him an email or send him an email. I guess would be the correct terminology on that. Go over to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page says Contact Us. A little drop-down menu. Make sure you put a physical return address because Mike has a brand new bag of holiday stickers. The Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine holiday stickers. He's got a whole bag full of them, and we've got some with your name on them. But the way to get them is to go to equinedynamics.com. At the top of the page, fill out that little form. Make sure you put a physical return address, and we'll mail them out to you just in time for Christmas. And over to my far right side, my very own Santa Claus is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing good, Travis. How are you doing?
Doing well. So, how many of those stickers? Because you got over, I think, 1,000 something stickers.
Yeah. There've been several of them that I've given away.
And I say stickers like, oh, it's a sticker. No, these are really high quality, nice vinyl stickers. You can put them on your car. You can put them on your horse. They'll stay. I promise. If they don't stay,
Yes.
we'll send you another one. They'll stay through the weather. So now, speaking of sticking stickers on a horse, we have a case study, and this is a very special case study because over the years, we've been doing this show for 4 years, coming up on 5 years now. We've been doing this show, and I've always talked about my horse, Diego. Now, here on the property, we have Dominique, who's our retired mare. I think she's 17 now. We have Cayenne, which is her pastor buddy. Just a little horse out there.
Yes, and I found out recently that I was a talented failure.
Talented failure. And then we have a horse, Diego, who's a gelding, and he's 5, 6 now? 6 or so. I forget where.
I don't know.
I think
You're
he's
the one writing the checks on him.
I think he's 7 now. And I think that's going to fold into what's going on with Diego. So he's our trainer, or he's our horse in a training facility.
He's your
Show horse. He's our main horse.
right.
So my wife did a show last week. She didn't do as best as she thought she would. And I know she had some things done with her saddle, the resaddle fit, because he's growing. Like I said, he's 7 now. So
He's developing, he's changing, he's filling out.
So, Mike, what's going on with Diego now? Give me the news. Give me the breakdown.
Now, he may be getting rained on.
Yeah,
because
because
eating with his friends.
it is rainy here in just outside the Charlotte area.
Cold rain.
Yes.
But I'm sure he's wearing his blankets and what all.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got a blanket on. Yeah.
But I think most of those guys, I think they've opted to do as much outside time as possible. Mm-hmm. They may be shutting the stall, but I don't know. I've not been over there today.
Okay. So what's with the movement? I don't care about him saying in the stall, Mike. I don't care.
Okay. You asked what was going on with him. I thought you about immediate moment.
Mike, when I say what's going on, I don't want to hear, oh, he had a snack today. No, I want to hear.
He wants a snack today.
How much?
He wants his Happy Meal.
How much money do we have to throw at Diego?
A lot
to fix him.
A lot because I've got this.
New car payment coming up or something?
No. It's not the car payment. It's this guy that keeps draining my pocket every month.
Oh God!
And wait a minute, that's you.
So tell us what's going on with Diego. What's wrong with his movement? My wife says he's moving a little bit different from the right to the left.
He is, but that's been a bit of a deal with him. His body is curved in towards the right. He's a bit of a high. He's depending on how you want to state this. He's a high-low, being upright on the right, and that changes how the shoulder operates. Now, he has improved overall for sure.
Over the last week, last month, last year, last 2 years.
Well, last 2 years.
All right, I'm just trying to put time frames together.
We're taking a progression, and he has been moving better and stronger. But he is. She was asking about shoe wear and all that on that.
And when you say she's asking, my wife.
She is in your wife.
Yes.
That right hind, he's taking more metal off because on the left hind, the side, the hind that is behind the upright foot usually gets kind of smashed down a bit, and he's probably dropping that hip a little bit right now, but. The stride swing is going to be higher on the left, and he's coming in place in the ground. On the right side, he's coming in, and that foot's sliding more as it comes into the ground. And that, as he starts drifting the hind end around, starts wanting to dog track a little bit, that becomes more prevalent. So with the exercise program, with what I'm doing, we're going to I'm going to watch him, and then next time we do him, if I have to change a few things, I will. But I want to get him back tracking a little straighter, and which the horses with high-low, that's always a bit of a deal we're constantly dealing with off and on. So get your, and every time we do this, the saddle fitter, as he redevelops, we'll probably have to adjust the saddle. And you'll have to write Marcia more checks because she's going to do her chiropractics. And then he's having some body work done also, right?
I believe so, yes.
And then you got to pay Brett. And
that's the trainer.
You're making a lot of money with this horse.
Yes, someone is.
You're getting rich.
No, but so I guess my main concern is because my wife always, she's very, very hard on herself. She always thinks it's her that's not doing her riding position and stuff correctly. So to give her a peace of mind, it's not necessarily, quote unquote, her fault that the horse is not doing what it's supposed to do. It's kind of...
It falls downhill, it's all my fault.
No.
Barriers on the bottom. We know it all runs downhill, right?
Well, I was trying to get to a softer downhill instead of going straight to the bottom.
Then going splat. Huh?
Yeah, and then going splat. So is it something that is fixable with training and moderate exercise and all that stuff? Or is this something where, okay...
There is no perfect horse. There is no perfect conformation. There is no perfect movement pattern. You know, so there's always something you're working on, and I don't care which horse it is. And you're always adjusting depending on what the horse is throwing at you at that moment. That's what I tell people. How do you remember exactly what you did the last time? I said, honestly, I quit that a long time ago. What do you mean? I come out and look at the situation in front of me that day. And is it going to be in the same ballpark? Yeah. Is it going to be exactly the same? No, never.
So we need to have you come out like every other day or something.
Yeah, I come out every other day. Just pay me each time, right?
Right, exactly.
Then I'll start to get where I can afford to pay you.
So when we get into...
So you can pay me.
So when we get into are you say you only approach them for that day as what's going on for that day? Is it a long drawn out process? Like, do you see this not being corrected? Of course, like you said, no horse can be corrected. You know, there's no perfect horse out there. Is this a long, this is going to take about a year to get this back in tune, or is this a couple of weeks to get it back in tune?
I don't think it's going to take that long with him because we've been in a better movement pattern. And you know, there's a lot involved. If your rider is bearing a little bit more weight on one side or the other, that alters the situation. Your saddle, the whole training routine, there's a lot of variables involved.
So no matter how many red light blankets we put on them, no matter how many beamers we put on them, no matter how many...
Well, coming up on Christmas, you do a red and green light blanket.
That'll be nice and festive.
Right.
All right. Well, hopefully he'll come around and show better signs and get better results. So my wife can come home. I always ask her, "How was your ride? How was your ride?" And I can tell by her face, "Yeah, it was a great day. It was a great day." And then I get this one, "Yeah, it was a great day." And I'm like, okay. I don't want to dig too much into that wound because
no, you don't, because she's going to beat herself up on that if it's not as perfect as she sees the picture in her mind.
Well, she's a great rider, and I'm very jealous that she's able to do what she does and does it as well as she does. She's very talented at doing that.
Yes.
All right, one more little break, and we'll let you get back to playing with your ponies. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. I don't know if you told me what was actually wrong with them or not, so hopefully someone heard that.
Something.
Or it made sense to people, because like, you were getting real technical, and I was like going, I don't know what he's saying.
He's doing like this.
Yeah. Is that all he's doing?
He's just doing like that, yeah. Basically, that's what it comes down to.
Well, why didn't you tell me that on the air? He's just doing this. That's all he's doing.
Well, we're still being recorded, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can do that in Would We Learn type deal. Okay, you got it? Here we go. Coming back hot. We'll go now. You ready?
Ready.
Here we go. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget, you could join the podcast. We'd love to hear from you. We broadcast every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town we like to call Marshville. Your voice can be heard alongside of us here in the studio. Speak right into your device if you got a microphone on your smartphone, your tablet, wherever you're listening to us on or at. speak right into it. It's going to want your name. You can put a fake name up there. I don't care. But it does want an email address. It's not an email grab or anything. It's just their way of showing you that you are an actual person and not a robot or a rogue horse trying to sabotage Mike over there.
Right.
So your voice can be heard alongside of us here in the program. And if you can email Mike Stine at any time. Go to equinedynamics.com and get yourself some holiday stickers as well. Get them in now because it takes about 2 or 3 days to ship them out to you. So get those now. And over to my far hand side, my very own holiday shipper is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing okay, Travis. How are you?
Doing all right. Well, I'm a little nervous, but hopefully...
You have a nervous disorder?
Hopefully you can bring me down off this ledge.
Maybe you need to go to the nervous hospital.
I'm almost there. I've got two nervous hospital patients out there in the pasture and then one on property. So I'm almost there. All right, Mike, what did we learn today?
What did we learn today?
Talking terminology. The word radiopaque. Now, at the beginning of the show, I took it as the radio paste was called radiopaque, but it's a radiopaque paste.
It's a radiopaque paste.
Okay, so define what radiopaque means.
Well, it's kind of like when you're shooting an X-ray trying to see through muddy water.
And it's a solid picture. You can't gleam through it.
Right. It's not like the crystal clear springs.
So it's anything that shows up on a radiograph that can't be seen through, like the piece of copper you found in
piece of copper, like I was looking at some X-rays the other day of a stacked horse that had some lead in it. You couldn't see through the lead. You know, so yeah.
Kind of like Superman can't see through lead.
Right.
And on my handy-dandy cheat sheet here, brought to us by our producers, we appreciate them very much. It says, radiopaque describes a material or tissue that is dense enough to block X-rays and appears white or light gray in radiographs. Example, the paste used as a marker. So
I wonder if the lead would help protect you from kryptonite.
Would it be? No, I don't know. I'm not Superman.
Right.
Also, a discussion of these X-rays of a hoof that's been split based on. Let me go back to that. What camera?
Kind of a damaged hoof.
There we go.
Got some good X-rays. The vet did a nice job of laying stuff out.
So this is a distorted hoof that Mike was sent X-rays and actual photos of.
Right.
So here we go. What are we looking at here?
We're looking at a foot that needs a little help.
Okay.
And I don't know if this thing had just been soaking wet or what, but it's definitely got some damage lower in the foot, and the foot is distorted forward. We've got some nice clean X-rays, and we see where the shoe is radiopaque.
Yep, this is radiopaque.
Yes.
These nails are.
Yes, but they got some nice measurements on there, and
excellent job on the radiograph.
Excellent job.
And who was the farrier that brought you this?
That's my buddy Billy.
Billy
Pope.
Okay.
He'll be taking care of the situation, no problems.
Well, we wish Billy luck on that. So
he'll do good.
Yeah, he'll do.
There's no worries there, I promise you.
He sounds like a good boy to do that for you.
He'll get it done.
And also, we were talking about the movement patterns of my horse named Diego. And so, talk me off the ledge, Mike.
Well, the movement patterns that he is working on is to help you train your checkbook. Basically, what he's doing in stride is, if this is the horse, this is my shoulders.
Hold on. Let me go. I'm going to the wide angle here so you can see this.
Okay. Basically, in stride at a certain point, he's doing this and cocking himself.
Is that a issue based on muscle tension, pinching?
It has to do with muscling. It has to do with the high-low situation, and as we progress, it's kind of like playing a seesaw back and forth a bit on that. And, I've been dealing with him enough that you constantly got to be watching that. And when it does, you do what you need to address it a little bit, and then just keep moving forward. But he'll be fine, and it won't take much
to get him back going,
other than out of your checkbook.
Yeah. You keep bringing up the checkbook, Mike. You're scaring me.
I mean, that's what we got you here for, is to write checks, right?
Right, exactly. All right. If you've enjoyed the show, we can perform this podcast right at your location. The way you contact us is to go to equinedynamics.com. At the top of the page says clinics. Fill out that little form. Mike can come out there and do a clinic out at your location as well. He's got a bunch of visual elements. He's got a full horse skeleton. He's got a bunch of different froze-dried legs.
Froze-dried.
Yep, and a lot of different bone material to show you the actual makeups and
It's heading towards froze wet outside.
And structures of a horse to show, especially like little kids. Little kids like to touch and feel and stuff. So
Like a dinosaur.
exactly like that, but present time.
Yes.
All right. So fill out that little form and make sure you follow him over on Facebook and make sure you subscribe to his YouTube channel as well at Equine Dynamics Mike Stine. All right, on behalf of Mike Stine over there,
Have a good day. Enjoy your ponies.
my name is Travis saying see you next week.
Dream of someone.
There you go.
Hi, Lucky.
Good night, Ned.
Hi, Dusty.
Good night, Ned.
Good night, Ned.
We survived it.
Yep. Good job, Mike.
You think?
Now I got to cut out every time you say checkbook.